A girl in a red cardigan tries to stab an immortal boy on a rooftop. His only complaint? He has a thing for glasses. This is how Beyond the Boundary begins, and somehow it only gets weirder and more beautiful from there. Before we dive into the blood swords and awkward romance, let's set the stage. Released in 2013, this is a 12-episode series from the legendary Kyoto Animation, adapted from a light novel by Nagomu Tori. Helmed by director Taichi Ishidate, it mixes urban fantasy with high school drama, and you can feel the KyoAni touch in every frame. The soft lighting, the fluid character expressions, the sheer artistic polish, it's all there. They took a solid but familiar premise and elevated it with a presentation that remains stunning. The show's entire soul rests on its central duo, Akihito and Mirai. He's an immortal half-youmu with a glasses fetish. She's a cursed Spirit World Warrior who is clumsy, constantly broke, and tasked with killing him. Their early interactions are pure comedy gold, built on Mirai's repeated stabbing attempts and Akihito's surprisingly chill reactions. Her catchphrase, "How unpleasant," or "Fuyukai desu," becomes this iconic, endearing character beat. But beneath the gags, you feel a shared loneliness that makes their eventual bond feel deeply earned. So, what are they fighting? The world is secretly inhabited by yomu, supernatural creatures born from human negativity. Hunting them are Spirit World Warriors, like Mirai. The lore itself is functional, but isn't the show's main focus. It gives us a reason for the spectacular fights, but doesn't get bogged down in complex rules. I actually appreciate this. The world building serves the characters, not the other way around. It's a backdrop for a story about outcasts finding each other, which is far more interesting than an encyclopedia of monster types. Let's be clear, when this show decides to have a fight scene, it is an absolute spectacle. Kyoto Animation, often known for their quiet slice-of-life dramas, really flexes its muscles here. The choreography is fluid and impactful, and the special effects are breathtaking. Mirai's blood manipulation powers are the highlight. Her sword forms and dissolves in swirling crimson particles that just pop off the screen. Every battle is a vibrant explosion of color and motion. It's proof that KyoAni can deliver top-tier action when they want to. The supporting cast is small but memorable, dominated by the Nase siblings. Mitsuki is the sharp-tongued friend who provides cynical commentary, while her brother Hiromi is a powerful warrior with a very pronounced sister complex. Their dynamic adds another layer of comedy and drama, acting as foils and allies to our main pair. While Hiromi's trope can be a bit much, their family's deep connection to the Spirit World Warrior Society provides crucial plot momentum and raises the stakes for everyone involved. They're more than just sidekicks, they have their own baggage. And then there's episode 6. Out of nowhere, the cast decides to fight a fruit-themed yomu by becoming pop idols and singing a ridiculous song on a rooftop stage. It is a complete and utter tonal whiplash, and I absolutely love it for that. Some people call it filler, but I see it as peak KyoAni. It's a moment of pure, unadulterated fun that solidifies the group's friendship right before the plot takes a much darker turn. It's absurd, hilarious, and it perfectly encapsulates the show's quirky charm before ripping your heart out. After the silliness of the idol episode, the show pivots hard into drama, and it hits like a truck. The tragic backstories that were only hinted at are brought into sharp focus. We learn the devastating truth behind Mirai's cursed bloodline and the catastrophic power lurking inside Akihito. The lighthearted comedy fades, replaced by a genuine sense of dread and emotional weight. This is where the early character work pays off beautifully. Because we love these dorks, watching them suffer and make impossible choices is genuinely painful and compelling. The central conflict revolves around the titular Beyond the Boundary, a massively powerful yomu residing within Akihito. It's less of a traditional villain and more of a walking natural disaster, a source of immense destructive power that threatens to break free. I found this concept fascinating as it ties the external threat directly to our protagonist's identity and forces Mirai's mission into a terrible moral gray area. The lore can get a little vague on the mechanics, but emotionally, the stakes are crystal clear. To save the world, she might have to destroy the person she loves. The ending of this show is divisive, to say the least. After an emotionally devastating climax where Mirai makes a huge sacrifice, the final minutes seem to undo some of that impact for a happier conclusion. I've seen many people call it a cop-out. Personally, while I understand the criticism, I don't mind it. The entire series is a blend of bitter and sweet, and the ending reflects that. It prioritizes emotional catharsis over narrative consequence. And for these characters who went through so much, I think they earned their small moment of peace. So, is Beyond the Boundary a perfect show? No. The plot can feel a bit rushed and convoluted in its final act, and some of the world building is left underdeveloped. But it's a series with a tremendous amount of heart. The characters are lovable, the emotional beats are powerful, and it is, without a doubt, one of the most visually gorgeous anime of its era. If you're a fan of Kyoto Animation or enjoy character-driven stories that mix comedy, action, and tragedy, this is a must-watch. It's a beautiful, flawed gem. And that's my take on Beyond the Boundary. It's a show I'll always defend, flaws and all. Thank you for watching this review on Top Screen Tales. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's an anime with a controversial ending that you personally loved? Let me know in the comments below.